Yeah, right here. It's obviously been a while since we last seen you compete in the UFC octagon, but I think I saw an interview where you said, you had been back in the gym since like late last year. So I guess physically, how are you feeling, and just mentally, how are you feeling after this time off?
Yeah, I was actually mentioning like right after my last fight against Brian Ortega, I went to visit like 14 countries. It was like a crazy trip that I did with my girlfriend, and it was beautiful. It was amazing, and actually in that time, obviously I had fun, but I find times to like stay a little bit more in shape. We did a lot of activities, sport activities, and later, like by the end of the last year, I started like changing a little bit. Start putting more time into the gym. I started changing my habits a little bit. Right towards by the end of the year, I completely changed everything. I changed my mindset. I changed the way that I train, the way that I eat, my bad habits. I completely erased all the bad things that I was doing, and I changed it for something good. And if you could ask my body will be really thankful for that, because I can actually see the progress, the progress on my body, in my head, in my spirit, So actually, I think this is the best time that I have ever felt in my life.
Well, in that same interview, I think you said it's been a lot of years since you gave training camp the attention it deserves. So is that what you were referring to, just cleaning up all the outside noise and just kind of focusing in on you and your team?
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to train. I was tired, not physically. I can take many things physically, almost anything, but I was just like tired, exhausted of having to go to the gym, making it so exhausting, meaning like for so many years. You have to remember, I have been doing this since I was 5 years old. Being in gyms, being in like rooms, training for hours since I was a baby. And whenever you really think about that, it kind of hits at some point in my life. It kind of like hit me, and the only thing that I wanted to do was just like kind of like forget about it, relax. And I feel like I was like losing time, losing life, losing my better years of being an athlete. And finally, when that kind of like came down to me, because it was like a, I don't know, like a light, boom, that it came to me, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like. I need to like change my habits. I need to change everything that I'm doing, because I'm doing everything wrong, and I need to completely like erase and start back. And that's what I did, And as I'm telling you right now, I feel like another person, like another human being. I'm proud of myself because of that. Regardless of the outcome of the fight this Saturday, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win. But regardless of the outcome, I feel like a winner right now. Right at this moment, I feel like a winner. I feel proud of myself for all the things that I have been doing right. And I'm excited for Saturday.
Have your coaches noticed a big difference when you go to the gym now too?
I believe so. I think my training partners, my coach, my team, my family, my brother is super excited. He's a big believer that nobody can beat me. He's been telling me that all my life. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, nobody can beat you. You know that. Why are you doing the wrong things? You like to fuck around. You like to party. You like to do this or that. Come on, like he's always like trying to wake me up, and he's a huge believer of me, and I love him. I want to thank him for that, and for reminding me always that actually yes, whenever it's my decision, like you always have the decision of, you have A or B. You decide how you want to act. You're going to act wrong or you're going to act right. And since I decided to act right, and that reminder came to me again, it's like I know I can do whatever I want in this life whenever I'm doing the right things, taking the right decisions. That's what I've been doing.
And, Pitbull's told that story enough times where he was DMing you about accepting the fight. But even before that, he had been asking to come to the UFC and fight the tops. So when you were seeing near the end of his time at PFL that he was calling to come to the UFC, did you think it would be you that would be the one to welcome to the new promotion?
Honestly, no, I didn't know too much about Pitbull. Of course, I knew who he was, and I knew about his career, opponents he had, great like knockout wins, submission wins that he had against great opponents. But I never looked too much into his career. The only thing that I need to look into is his technique, the holes on his game, regardless of who he has passed in the past. That's not me, so it doesn't really matter. You know, at the end of the day, he's gonna be facing a completely new person Saturday. Not only because it's me, it's because all the changes that I've been doing, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna show up and do my fucking job on Saturday.
And then just last one for me, unrelated to your fight, but you know, we spoke with Diego Lopez last week, and you know, there's some people online that troll him from Brazil because he lives in Mexico and trains in Mexico now, and they think he should be representing Brazil. So if he did win the title, would you view him as a Mexican champion, or would you view him as a Brazilian champion?
Let me tell you this. So this is something that it's not like I have a problem with. It's just like I don't agree with. I started my career in the UFC 2014. It's 2025. I have been living in the US for over 10 years, almost 11 years. My girlfriend's American, I speak English, and not because of that I'm representing the American flag to gain followers from America. I love this country. I have said this in the past. You can go back and look at my interviews. I love this country because it gave me the opportunity to have a job, meet great people, have great friends here. But not because of that I'm gonna say I'm American. I am not. I'm Mexican. I'm proud of it. You know. So whenever you ask me, yes, I have a problem with that. You know, especially not of Diego. He's just doing his job by doing what he's doing right now. But more also my problem is with like what's up with people. I understand, you know, that he's great, he's exciting, and you know he's doing his job. But I just don't agree with it. I will never be that way, and I don't want to be that way. If he's doing it, good for him. If people wants to see him as Mexican, I don't have a problem with that. You know, I've been killing myself for over the last 10 years for my country. You know, if they decide to go with him at a moment where we have to fight or we have to face each other, that's on them, not on me, because I've been doing all the things that I, you know, representing my country. I have bleed for my country. I have cried for my country. I have hugged the flag. And I can be more proud of being Mexican.
So just last one for me off of that then. If both you and Diego win on Saturday, how big of a fight would it be between you in Guadalajara in September?
That's what I'm picturing. That's, if you ask me, that's what my visualization goes towards that. Obviously, not overlooking to this fight against Pitbull, but you actually have to be prepared for whatever. You know, you have to like kind of visualize what you want to happen. Create and create it right in your head. So that's what I've been doing. So I was actually texting Brandon Moreno right after his fight. I told him, "Hey man, congratulations! You looked awesome. I'm so proud of you. You have evolved a lot." He was like, "I know, man. Thank you so much. You know, and I can't wait to make this happen in Guadalajara." And I told him, "Let's make it two. Let's make it two championships in Guadalajara. It will be an historical event. So that's what I'm looking for."
Yeah, right here. Last night, news came out that Aaron Pico has signed with the UFC. I'm not sure if you trained with him at Jackson in the past, but what do you just think of his addition coming in? Obviously, he's got some work to do before he gets up to fighting guys like yourself, but what do you think of his signing?
I think he's a great fighter. You know, I think at some point he was a champion as well, if I'm not wrong.
Don't believe so, no.
No?
He was close. He was supposed to fight Pitbull before they both came over to the UFC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Well, anyways, I know he trained at Jackson's, and I never trained with him in the past, but I have coaches that train him in the past, and they always express themselves super good about Aaron Pico, and I think he's a great opponent. You know, I think he's a great addition for the UFC.
Yeah, right here.
Yair, aquí.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. You know, he's Pitbull's coming in as a champion from another promotion, and there's been a lot of talk about that. You're actually, on a lot of sites, a modest favorite to win the fight. Is it kind of a weird situation to be the favorite to win a fight, but more people are talking about him coming in?
I don't. Honestly, I just don't care. You know, I know the guys come from another promotion. He's a great fighter, and I'm not focusing on like anything that anybody's saying or whatever the people wants to put their attention on, because that's not in my hands. I can control what I can control, and you know, I'm just happy to be the one that is welcoming him into the UFC. I'm gonna show him the level that it takes to be in this company for however many years, and he's gonna feel it on Saturday.
He's not the tallest or longest featherweight. I think you have a 6-inch reach advantage on him. Do you think that's going to play a big factor here?
Yeah, I think like It's a huge factor, of course. No, I don't think something that determines who wins or loses a fight is the reach. It's just like something that you have to deal with. As simple as that. You know, in the past, I have faced Volkanovski. He's shorter than me. He won the fight. Frankie Edgar, way shorter than me. He won the fight. So I don't think that has no much to do with it. And that is a matter of who's able to pull out the best strategy during the fight and adjust the best to the situation in there.
And last one for me, you mentioned Guadalajara, obviously another Noche UFC event. We had a big one last year in Las Vegas. What has the response been like from the Mexican fan base from what you've seen to these events?
It's been growing a lot. It's been growing a lot. I remember back in 2014, when we first filmed the Ultimate Fighter, I remember that we had to go, like the UFC was obviously sending us to promote the company and the MMA into these TV shows and whatsoever. So we have to teach people, literally teach people about what MMA is, because people didn't know what MMA is. You know, some of them, even to this point, they think UFC is MMA, which in a way it is, right? But UFC is a promotion, MMA is a sport. And people, you have to like teach people about it because it's like a super young sport, right? And we as Mexicans, we had that chance to teach people about it, and then people start like looking and being like, wow, this is actually like really interesting. You know, that's why we kind of like move boxing aside, and now MMA is what it is in Mexico is huge. I can tell you that.
Good to hear. Thanks.
Thank you.
Aquí, Yair, en español. ¿Nos puedes explicar en español un poquitico más lo que hablaste de Diego López, brasileño, que entrena en México, no es mexicano? Pusiste el ejemplo tuyo que llevas 10 años, 11 años, lo que sea, viviendo en Estados Unidos, que amas a este país, pero que eres mexicano. ¿Qué es lo que sientes? ¿Qué es lo que pasa cuando tú ves ese tipo? ¿Lo puedes explicar en español, por favor?
Sí, claro. Lo que mencionaba ahorita es que yo no tengo ningún problema cuando una persona... bueno, lo que me refiero es que yo no soy una persona que haga eso. Yo no soy una persona que me quiero colgar otra bandera para ganar fans de ese país, porque simple y sencillamente yo no soy así. Yo soy mexicano, yo nací en México, yo represento hasta la muerte mi país, así va a ser. Yo no porque me vaya a Brasil, ni no porque me venga a Estados Unidos o me haya venido a Estados Unidos a entrenar, ni aunque algún día saque mi green card, yo no voy a decir que soy americano, yo soy mexicano. Eso es lo que yo soy. Yo tengo que abrazar mi país, abrazar mi cultura y representarla de la mejor manera. No por mucho que me haya abrazado bien este país, porque lo ha hecho Estados Unidos, me ha abrazado como si fuera suyo. Me ha dado la oportunidad de trabajar aquí, me ha dado la oportunidad de ayudar a mi familia, de crecer en el deporte, de exponenciarme ante el mundo. Yo no digo que soy americano. O sea, es lo que yo no entiendo, ¿verdad? Muchas veces cada quien puede hacer lo que él quiera. Y yo creo que es como una estrategia más que nada, ¿no? Para ganar fans, que obviamente es lo que está funcionando para él. Bravo por él, pero es algo que yo jamás haría.
Y además, la siguiente pregunta, la última mía. UFC Guadalajara. Él vive en Guadalajara. Es decir, en caso de que ganes tú este sábado, en caso de que gane él, tú estabas explicando en inglés qué grande podría ser y que lo estás visualizando. Explícalo en español, por favor.
Claro que sí. Obviamente estoy enfocado en mi pelea en contra del Pitbull para este sábado, 12 de abril. Y obviamente tienes que ver del resultado que estás buscando tener durante la pelea, qué es lo que puede venir después, ¿verdad? Y prepararte para eso, visualizar lo que quieres que pase. Y lo que yo estaba visualizando, que sería algo precioso, que podría pasarle no solamente a mí, a Brandon, sería a todo México, que cambiaría la historia por siempre, es de tener dos contendientes mexicanos peleando por títulos en Guadalajara, que sería también el primer evento del UFC. Entonces yo creo que sería un evento histórico que cambiaría el curso de muchas cosas en México, sería aún más grande, llamaría muchísimo la atención y yo creo que traería todavía más fanáticos dentro del país.
Gracias, buena suerte.
Gracias.
Otro en español, por favor. Este sábado va a haber bastante gente mexicano y obviamente latinoamericano aquí en Miami para apoyarte. ¿Piensas que vas a sentir esa energía durante tu pelea y que te pueda ayudar a sentir esa energía de la raza?
Mira, algo estoy seguro. La raza sí está conmigo, siempre. y yo les agradezco el apoyo. Pero ha habido veces que no he tenido ese apoyo, no de la raza, sino en general del público, ¿no? Se siente como más para un lado y para el otro, y no puedes en realidad dejar que nada de eso afecte. Yo de corazón les agradezco a todos. Si me quieren apoyar, si quieren gritar por mí para que me vaya bien el sábado, les agradezco. Toda esa energía es bien recibida y me siento muy contento nada más de poder estar representando a toda mi gente mexicana, a todos los latinos, en un lugar que tiene mucha afluencia latina también. Les quiero mandar un saludo, un abrazo a todos y solamente decirles que disfruten esta pelea. Espero que les guste mucho y van a tener un resultado increíble, van a ver.
Y una más, en un mundo perfecto, la próxima vez que te veremos pelear será en Guadalajara.
Y en el mundo perfecto sería en Guadalajara mi próxima pelea, así es.
Buena suerte.
Muchas gracias.
Yair, dos preguntitas bien rápido por acá. Te hemos visto entrenar mucho en lucha, en redes sociales y eso. En esta etapa de tu carrera mencionas que has hecho muchos cambios. ¿Eso es uno de ellos? ¿Veremos un Yair más versátil este sábado?
Así es, que he hecho bastantes cambios. Ya ven que dice Islam, send them 2-3 years to Dagestan and forget. Bueno, mi coach es de Dagestan, tiene algún tiempo entrenando ya en el gimnasio BFS con mi coach, también es el head coach de lucha y fue campeón mundial. Es amigo de Islam, de Khabib y de todos ellos. Entonces me siento contento, me siento confiado en su estilo de lucha, en lo que él me ha enseñado, en todo lo que me ha empujado, porque es uno de los que me ha empujado a mejorar dentro de todos los coaches también. Increíble, me siento muy contento, es una de las cosas que he estado haciendo diferentes. También he estado evolucionando en mi jiu-jitsu con mi coach Alberto, un cinturón negro de jiu-jitsu, y obviamente el striking, afinando siempre los detalles con mi coach Mike. Y bueno, con todo el equipo que tengo, lleno de campeones, todos con mentalidad ganadora, y me siento súper contento de finalmente poder mostrar estos resultados ante mí, porque esto también es para mí. Es algo que muchas veces obviamente se expresa ante el público, que quieres que la gente vea, pero no solamente es para eso, es algo para demostrarte a ti mismo de lo que eres capaz y de lo que tú crees que eres capaz, que lo puedes conseguir. Entonces, me siento capaz, soy capaz y lo voy a conseguir.
Sí. ¿Significa que te vas a dejar la barbita y quitar el bigote estilo Dagestan?
Sí, ya estoy trabajando, llevo la mitad, pero vamos.
Vale, oye, y rápidamente, ¿cómo ves la pelea de Pitbull? No sé si tengas alguna predicción, pero me imagino que ya lo has estudiado. ¿Qué esperas del combate? ¿Cómo ves que se desarrolle?
Mira, simple y sencillamente por el tema de la altura que estábamos hablando ahorita, por el reach, él es una persona que es más bajita que yo, entonces obviamente va a tratar de cerrar distancia, ponérseme en la cara y tratar de conectar de golpes de cerca. De distancia, obviamente no tiene ninguna posibilidad, entonces no hay de otra. Él va a querer mantener una distancia cerrada y yo voy a tratar de mantener una distancia abierta. Si se llega al clinch, a la lucha, obviamente pues hacer lo propio, lo que he estado viendo, lo que he estado entrenando, en lo que tengo ahora mucha más confianza, y estoy seguro que el resultado va a ser positivo para mí.
¿Y cómo es el evento estelar entre Diego y Volkanovski? ¿Quién crees que va a quedar como campeón de la división?
No tengo comentarios al respecto.
Vale. Gracias.
Gracias.